your tower. Just give that. Yeah, stop all departures.
Stop all.
Yeah, went in the Pentagon. Looks like it went in the Pentagon.
It was utter destruction. There were plane parts all over the area. Fire rescue personnel, police, all emergency services staff were everywhere. Heavy smoke, and the smell of jet fuel. Just an utter disaster. Surreal when you arrived. You couldn't believe you were standing at the Pentagon. We're up there fighting the fire, and an aircraft warning went out that there was an aircraft in the area, and everybody's like, we have to evacuate. Well, all the firefighters got together, basically understanding that if that plane was coming in, we weren't going anywhere. We were not getting off that roof. So it is what it is, and make peace with it. And fortunately, it turned out to be nothing. But they were willing at that point in time, everybody that was up there was willing to do what we needed to do to put that fire out to make sure the nation was protected. So our crew went in to join other members that were below ground, and we went down several levels, and I distinctly remember the sound of everything above us sounding like it was coming down. And then the collapse signal was sounding for evacuation as parts of the underground were starting to come down. And I just remember, we got what we could up onto the stretchers, and it was, a marathon run, a sprint, back up the levels until we can get exterior. So we were running as if everything was coming down. I just remember them screaming, it's collapsing, and we had to get out. That morning of seeing the first plane, it was just concern for my friends that I knew would be responding. Second plane and then the subsequent attacks, it turned into anger. I was very angry. Not only had they attacked my home in New York City, but they also now have attacked Virginia, where I was living. And they attacked my friends and family. And I was angry, I was upset, beyond, I just have to say thank you to all those that came to my assistance as I was struggling with how do I come out of this and join the fight. And one of the things I remember from heading out, we had all of our gear on, and we're marching out with our gear, and all the people that were on the West Side Highway with signs. It was pretty amazing seeing them all out there. And that day, the firefighting was probably the easiest part. I think the toughest part was the emotional impact. I think at the time, not really, sorry, take a minute. So it was clear after I returned from operations in the city after 9/11 that I needed to return to emergency management. FEMA contacted me to say there were jobs being posted, and I applied, came in for interviews, and several months later I found out I was accepted and began working at 500 C Street. This is the first time since 2001 that I've physically been at the memorial outside where I was stationed with the rest of my team. I mean, it's amazing what they did here with this site, what they did with the repairs here, and knowing that they're paying their respects to all those on the plane, also those on the ground, and those that we lost since then. They've done an incredible job here representing, and I'm sorry it took so long. It took 20 years to come back, but wow.